Alright guys, today we're out here testing out the Surefire 762 RC2 on the 8-inch 300 blackout. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and talk about her. The Surefire 762 RC2, the second suppressor I ever bought. It's obviously one of the oldest suppressors now that I own. Huge fan of this suppressor. I use this on a 300 Win Mag 308, 5.56 in different barrel lengths, and 300 blackout. I don't think there's anything I'm missing there, but an absolute fan of this particular suppressor. But for today's testing, I've been doing this ongoing testing with this 8-inch Aero Precision upper 300 blackout with a 1-in-7 twist ballistic advantage barrel for some time now. I just have been kind of testing it out with some random supers that I come across. I think I'm somewhere around 8 or 10 different subsonic ammo, and with various different suppressors as far as everyone I can go ahead and get my hands on. As far as the upper is concerned, I'll put the part number or something somewhere down here in the bottom in the subtitles. As far as the ammo used for today, for the supers, I was using some Hornady 125 grain. I think it was American Hunter or something like that. As far as the subsonics used today was some Hyperion ammo. It's their veteran ammo, 220 grain FMJ subsonic ammo. For today's testing out here in the open currently, unsuppressed, I have the Surefire War Comp, and I actually just threw that sucker on there real quick. It is not timed, and that compensator is actually pointing down. But it went ahead and allowed me to go ahead and fix the Surefire to this particular setup. As far as shooting her unsuppressed, I didn't even bother to try without ear pro, as that sucker was loud, and that particular muzzle device, if you couldn't tell, did have a little tuning fork noise to it. As far as jumping into suppressed supers, definitely felt much more comfortable to go ahead and then remove the earmuffs. Just know for my first year out after getting out of the military, picking up suppressors and shooting suppress and thinking, hey, I was cool, I did not wear any ear pro for that first year, and I definitely lost some more hearing. So I do always wear earplugs now at the minimum. These are my old work ones. There's some Surefire ones with a 23 dB decibel reduction, and they do help a little bit, but they're not perfect. If I ever shoot pistol or anything unsuppressed, I don't stick with just these. I actually go to my earmuffs and stuff like that. But with shooting the supers, I was able to feel comfortable with just these. And in the past, when I first picked this thing up, I actually didn't wear anything at all. Both unsuppressed and suppressed with those supers, utilizing this particular upper, I was getting that kind of 250 across the board, to even include the subsonics and ejection pattern of the 250 to roughly the 330. I know there's a lot of issues out there where people talk about the gas port size in the barrel with ballistic advantage. As far as this one and all of my personal ones, I have not had any problems with gas port sizing and actual reliability, cycling of different ammo and different types of ammo. I think I'm rambling. Supers though, not bad. What I find with shooting supers with this can and other cans is here At the shooter's position, it is definitely suppressed enough to make it more comfortable to the ears. No instant pain and ringing in the ears and everything. What am I shooting at, which is giving us some actual audio feedback? I got a opposing hillsides roughly about 600 yards away to give us some airtime to let you know what's going on. It's suppressing right here in this area, but you're still giving the bullet flight time, so you can actually hear that supersonic crack and everything. And then it's going on for a little while because you got that airtime until it makes impact over there on the opposing end. Jumping into the subsonics, that veteran ammo 220 grain is really nice. This is the second can I've tested it out with, and definitely very pleasant on the ears. Quieter here at the shooter, and no supersonic crack downrange. To hopefully prevent rambling on anymore, I think that covers everything as far as shooting out here in the open. Let's go ahead and now move into the vehicle. Actually, that time didn't have a last round bolt hold open. And then since I'm actually talking now, for reference, the mic, I have an external mic and it's set up right here. All right, the sun is finally coming out. Let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. First and foremost, my apologies, yet I don't apologize for those of you I trigger as far as having my dog out here. He would not have it any other way. As far as the way my wife and mother-in-law puts it, he throws a tantrum whenever I leave him at home. Know that when I am out here shooting, outdoors, whenever I'm shooting outdoors and I'm shooting something I think is loud, the truck is always open, and on cans he doesn't think suppress very well. He goes and hides in there, and then sometimes I'll lock him in there also, depending on what I'm doing. Or he also has the run of the woods, where he will take off and disappear on me for a few minutes here and there. As far as in the vehicle, he trips out if I don't let him in the vehicle while shooting. So I do not like to tie him up, but if I close him out rather than him taking off and playing, he's trying to nonstop get in the vehicle. So I actually tie him up when I'm shooting inside the vehicle, anything unsuppressed or something I think that could hurt or ruin his hearing. With that being said, when shooting something suppressed that I feel comfortable enough to shoot inside the vehicle without my earmuffs, I go ahead and bring him inside so he stops flipping out. Jumping back into today's setup, the Surefire, this one has the Surefire War Comp, and you may have already noticed when shooting unsuppressed to include also well suppressed, it actually has a tuning fork-like sound to it. Freaking annoying. As far as I'm aware, for the 30 caliber one, it is only the muzzle brake, the War Comp, and the flash hider. Please let me know if there is a different model I'm not aware of, especially a 30 caliber close line, because I will totally pick it up. But with that being said, inside the vehicle, I went ahead, shot unsuppressed for a baseline. Wasn't going to even bother to try to see what it sounded like without ear pro of any sort. And then jumped right into shooting the supers. Went ahead and left one earmuff off, and it wasn't instant pain to the ears or anything like that, but it was definitely kind of on the borderline of, just right there on the borderline of hearing safe. And in my opinion, you would definitely cause some hearing damage with any high rates of fire in an enclosed environment such as the vehicle and everything. So I went ahead and shot with my earmuffs on. Moving into the subsonics. Subsonics, as you can see, I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and remove my earmuffs as well as bring the dog in, so I didn't have to have them locked up on the outside. And that actually worked out pretty well and was definitely comfortable in my ears. And For home defense situations, as far as my 300 blackout setup, that is what I keep it stocked, loaded with, is subsonics for indoors. But I am actually a huge fan of the supers, as I like the capability it offers in a package smaller than the 5.56 10.3. Allows me to drop below that 10.3 and still maintain some serious lethality, which exceeds the 5.56 and the 10.5. And even as the barrel lengths increase with the 5.56, you can still have a shorter barrel one, and the lethality will definitely still be better, and usually averages about 200 foot-pounds more than the 5.56, even when 2 inches or so shorter. Let's see. Gas. Out of both my 300 blackout setups, the 10.5 and this 8-inch, and out of every suppressor I've used, out of all supers and subs I've used, I've actually never experienced any gas to the face with my 300 blackout setups. As far as this 8-inch one, it is a fixed gas block. I'm not a fan of adjustable gas blocks. As far as coming back, I got a full mass BCG in there. Current charging handle right now is a Silencer Co's GDCH, and I'm actually using the Store Full Auto for today's setup, which is actually just an H buffer and carbine spring. It's dedicated lower. Actually has an H2 buffer. I could probably drop it to an H1, but I got an H2 buffer in there and a carbine spring. Flash for today. This is my first time ever running the Surefire 762 RC2 on the 8-inch. I did not notice any flash with only a quick review of the footage. I didn't really notice any flash there either, but that is one of the characteristics that Surefire strives for in their SOCOM series and everything. We'll have to review the footage more also, but I've also noticed within these past few months of so many different testings with 300 blackout that, man, 300 blackouts definitely on a lot of the cans I've noticed first round pop. It was only so many rounds I actually did today. I did not notice it, but hey, later on while reviewing the footage, I might actually hear that there was. But out here today in the short reviewing that I did not hear any first round pop with the 762 RC2. I know I'm probably forgetting something, but I really don't like to ramble on. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off for there. All right, you guys, thanks for watching and supporting. You guys take care and have a good one.